everybody. So today I have this really quick tutorial that I'd like to share with you. So this is about one of the client that I was working with. He had a list of all these products that he was about to use Power BI to present it and to create really amazing report out of it. So he realized that because at certain area or certain region of certain country that they just want to avoid seeing particular raw ingredient, so it become such a painful job to manually filter out every single raw ingredients that he wished to filter out, because we all know that every region has different criteria, different needs, different this and that. So by you nitpicking, filtering the data out, and sometimes all this filtering criteria may change over the time, and someone would just chuck you with a list of data and just wish that, hey, could you please help me filter it out? And then it is not convenient for us to check and uncheck every single item. So in this tutorial right here that I would like to show you guys how you can write in a formula to make Power Query to automatically filter things out based on the list that we have prepared. So we could update the list from time to time. Alright, so let's see how we can do that. Alright, so come to this Power BI of mine. So of course, currently that I do not have any file yet, I've stored all my records in an Excel file, and I'll just very quickly extract or import the data from my Excel file now. Alright, so in this Excel file right here, I have two different worksheet. The first worksheet is talking about the list that I would like to filter out based on particular records. And when I take a look at this order records right here, I have this orders records. Alright, so I'm going to be importing the both of them, and I'll just load them. Okay, so I have this two of my table has been loaded in, so let me show you how they look like. So in my table view, this is my filtered list, which is it just comes with this one column of IDs that I would like to filter. So which means that when I go to my order records right here, they can see I have many transactions, and perhaps some of the transaction has been cancelled or has been void. And so when we create a report based on this data right here, I just want to filter out some of the ID or some of the transaction based on the filtered list right here. Okay, so very quickly I'm gonna go to this Power Query, which I'm going to click at the transform data. Alright, so now we are right here. Okay, so if let's say I were to go to the ID, okay, so for us to write in a formula sometimes, or to write the M code, is kind of painful because I'm not a professional programmer. So I like to just use my workaround way. Alright, so the first thing first, the formula that we're going to be using to filter out this ID is called List.Contains. But of course, it doesn't quite make sense if we were to talk about List.Contains. It means that we want to find a list that contains, right? Contains means that it contains certain thing. But our job right now is to remove away what is in this filtered list right here. So to work around with this List.Contains, I would say as long as it contains, we just turn it negative, so they will filter things out instead of filter based on the filtered list. We need to turn this into a list instead of a table, because the functions that we're going to be using is called List.Contains, so it doesn't work quite well as in a form of table. So I will just go to the filtered list and go to the transform and click convert to list. So right now it is in a form of list right here. So I'm going to change the name of this filtered list to filtered. Okay, filtered. So it's gonna make my life so much easier when I'm gonna refer back to this filtered here. So going back to this ordered record, now I like to work around with it, which is as when I click at this ID right here, let's say, okay, that I'm gonna uncheck certain item, right? I'm gonna uncheck certain items and click OK. Eventually, as how Power Query works out, it will add in a steps at the applied steps area. All right, so it says that currently at our table select rows, we have selected that if the ID is not equals to 1636. Now this is where I'm going to start attacking them, not attacking, which is we're going to insert the function called List.Contains. So what I would do is I'm going to go to this this bracket of each right here and delete it away, and then we'll start typing List.Contains. List.Contains, I'm going to say if it ever contains filter, which is my list, in my ID column. All right, so if I were to hit enter, right now they just filter based on the filter. So let me expand and show you how the formula looks like right now. Okay, so it says currently that let's filter based on the list that we have the name of filter, but I'm gonna say no, I actually don't want those items right there. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go to List.Contains and add in equivalence to if it is false. Let's negatify it. I'm not sure whether there's such word, which means I would like to exclude them. So once you click OK, and right now it shows you that these are all the data that has been filtered, right, which is not equals to this filtered right here. So let us go and close and apply. All right, back to our reports right here. Alright, so now we're back to our table right here. Right now, if I were to insert a card and bring in this sales right here, okay, so it says that currently we have our sales as 48,000, and let's say I would like to know the count of rows that we have. Okay, so I'm kind of lazy. I'll just copy and paste out this card, but instead of sum the data, I'm gonna change this into a form of count. All right, so I've just changed it into a form of count, and right now it shows us that there is 20 rows, right? There's 20 rows, yeah? So 20 rows of transaction currently that we have, and let's say how many things that we are currently filtering out. So I'm gonna click at I'm gonna insert a card, and then I will bring in this filtered right here. No, I'm not gonna sum them, but I'm gonna do a count, or I'm gonna do a count, a distinct count towards them. So it says that we're currently filtering out 5 items. And the one that it include in our sales records is actually 20 rows of transaction. Right, so I'm going to open up the Excel file and quickly make some changes. All right, so this is our Excel file right here. So let me make some changes. That I would like to add in 2 more records to filter away, and I'll just simply copy 2 IDs right here and go to the filtered list, and I'll just paste it right here. So now we have in total of 7 count of these transactions that we like to filter out. All right, so I'm going to save it. Okay, back into our Power BI, and let's click refreshed. I'm so excited. Okay, so as currently that it says that we have 7 items that we're filtering away, and we have total amount of rows of 18 rows because I added 2 transactions into the filtered list, and right now our total sales is 45,000. Alright, so guys, I hope that you have learned something and had some fun. I hope this would help you in how you can filter your things out, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.